Transactional leaders are those that measure their value, their worth, how they contribute to the organization and scaling by the work that they do. They're going to a lot of meetings, usually not scheduled by themselves, it's scheduled by someone else. And they're expected to go to 2, 3, 4, 6 meetings a day. And I've seen clients before they started working with me, they'd be going to literally 6 meetings a day, and they would say, I never have time to get my own work done. I never have time to do the things I have to do for the board, or develop a new strategy or think about a new innovation, because they're involved in meetings to get status updates, or how is the project going to move forward from here, or maybe it's a sales meeting, or maybe it's an executive team meeting. Whatever it is, if your schedule is covered up by the work that you do and the meetings that you have, you're a transactional leader.
Welcome to Grow Think Tank. This is the one and only place where you will get insight from the founders and the CEOs of the fastest growing privately held companies. I am the host. My name is Gene Hammett. I help leaders and their teams navigate the defining moments of their growth. Are you ready to grow?
Today, we're going to talk about the 5 levels of leadership. When you think about leadership, it changes as your company scales. That makes a lot of sense to you probably, because what you used to do as when you showed up to work every day is different than what you probably do today. And so it does change. But one of the tools that I've been using with clients for the last probably 4 or 5 years is this 5 levels of leadership. And it's probably a different perspective of something you've heard before. So I'd love for you to lean in and take a look at it, and really look at it through the eyes of, this is a map. It's about where you are. So if you think about going to a mall or something and they show the star, this is where you are. We're trying to identify where you are right now, and then recognize what's next for you. And it really is, this is about you getting clarity and deciding how you want to grow as your company continues to scale. Hi, my name is Gene Hammett. I'm an executive coach. At Correlation, we do leadership development, where we help leadership at all levels of the company, not just the CEO coaching, not just the C-suite alignment and all of the issues that go with that, but we also help managers develop into the leaders that you want them to be. And so if you are curious about the work that we do, we'd love for you to send me an email, gene@genehammett.com. But today we want to unpack this tool I've been using for a few years with clients, so that you understand where you are. So if you go to the show notes, or you go to our website at growththinktank.com, you can find an image of the 5 levels. But today I want to just walk you through it. The 5 levels are meant to be able to show you where you are, how you're operating, and then show you what's next for you in your journey as a leader. I have experienced a lot of research around this in order to come up with it. And I will tell you, the 5th level, the compound leader, is the last level we added, because it was something that I saw a few times. It's the rarest of all, but it is something that we do need to discuss. But let's start at the bottom of the 5 levels. So if you're looking at the graphic, or if you want to download the graphic, or you just want to send me an email, gene@genehammett.com, happy to send it to you. But you can find it on the website as well. So the bottom level of those 5 levels is the anti-leader. This is the person who leads by fear. This is the person who probably screams or lays down the law and tells you how it's not working, or they micromanage you. It's not the best form of leadership. We could probably all agree to that, but no one self-assessed themselves as an anti-leader. No one says that's me, but we put it on there because sometimes I have to point out that you're operating in this level at times. That's where you are on the map. So that's the bottom level of this. But let's move up to the next level, because this is the most interesting, I think, of all of the levels, because this is where most people are. The transactional leader. So that's level 2, if you will. Transactional leaders are those that measure their value, their worth, how they contribute to the organization and scaling by the work that they do. They're going to a lot of meetings, usually not scheduled by themselves, it's scheduled by someone else. And they're expected to go to 2, 3, 4, 6 meetings a day. And I've seen clients before they started working with me, they'd be going to literally 6 meetings a day. And they would say, I never have time to get my own work done. I never have time to do the things I have to do for the board, or develop a new strategy or think about a new innovation because they're involved in meetings to get status updates, or how is the project going to move forward from here? Or maybe it's a sales meeting, or maybe it's an executive team meeting. Whatever it is, if your schedule is covered up by the work that you do and the meetings that you have, you're a transactional leader. I know you do other things. You play in all levels probably at certain times, but just take this in and really self-assess, is this you? Now, you may not be able to say that's where it is because we want to look at the other levels, but most of the people that I engage with before we start working together will honestly say, I'm a transactional leader. The third level is the strategic leader. Now, this is a fun level to be in because once you rise above the transactional leader, you're thinking about how are we going to get it done? How do we innovate? How do we develop a new strategy moving forward? And then you don't have to do the work because you've got a team that you can rely on. You can hold them accountable to it. You can empower them. And it really is a good place to be. Now, in leadership, you may think that this is mainly your job as a CEO, is to define the strategy as we move forward. And it is a big part of your job, but it's not everything. In my opinion, real CEOs and leadership that are out there driving growth and they have a team. And as your team grows, you keep adding people to it. You want to start moving through the levels of leadership. You can't stay stagnant. Even if you're an incredible strategic officer, if you will, strategic thinker, then your job still is to develop the people around you. And so you have to move to that next level. One of the if you're looking at the graphic of the 5 levels of leadership, there's something in there that's not really a level, but it's called the leadership ravine. It's kind of a thing that I have named because the work is so powerful. It keeps pulling you back in to being a transactional and a strategic leader that you never really make it to be an exceptional leader, which is that 4th level. So, in order to get from strategic leader to exceptional leader, you've got to make some big shifts in your mindset. You've got to make some big shifts in the way you spend your time, and you've got to really be focused on developing the people around you. So, this exceptional leader level is something I think a lot of people want to be. They really want to spend most of their time going into one-on-one meetings with people or small teams, and they're developing the people. And if that's where you are right now, congratulations. But the reality is, most of the people I engage through this podcast and through the work that I do, CEOs, founders, are so committed to the work and they feel like they're the only ones that can do certain things, that they stay in that transactional and sometimes the strategic level of leadership. And so exceptional leader is maybe where you want to grow to. And that's one reason why I put this together, because you want to know what's next for you as you keep adding people. I have a lot of clients that have 100 employees or 150 employees plus. If they stay in that transactional level, they become the bottleneck of the company. And so I'm just reminding you that, as you evolve and as your company evolves and matures, your job is to rise up the levels of leadership through the leadership ravine to get to exceptional leader. And it sounds like that might be a place where you can rest. And it is. It's a great place to be because you spend most of your time developing the people, holding them accountable, empowering them. Maybe there's some tough conversations in there. Of course, I wrote the book about this. You can see if you're watching the video, the background, how to have tough conversations. It's a part of the job, big part of the job. But you're not done yet. I want you to think about the compound leader. This is level 5 of this graphic, the 5 levels of leadership. It's very rare. I've only seen a handful of people that spend most of their time being the compound leader, which is developing the exceptional leaders of their team. And the way it kind of looks is maybe chairman of the board. You're not involved in the day-to-day. You're aware of things, but your primary focus is to develop your executive leadership team so that they are exceptional leaders and that they are creating leadership throughout all the levels of the company. They are getting people to think more strategically. They are getting people to be those transactional leaders. And that's an incredible, fun place to be. And when you get to that level of maturity within your company, your business will run more efficiently. Your business will have succession planning in place. Your business will have leadership development in place. Your business will have all of these tools and strategies that allow you to continue to scale your business and grow predictably. And that's what a lot of our companies come to us for. Now, I lay all this out for you because these 5 levels of leadership are a very important piece to the success of your company. It's okay if you're a transactional leader. In fact, if you only have, 3 employees or 7 employees, or maybe it's even 10, you're probably going to be a pretty hands-on leader, and that's great. I'm a transactional leader. I'm still coaching my clients, and that's okay for me. It's very intentional. My business isn't huge. We have, a few program coaches around, and we have staff that do the back office, but I'm still, carrying the load, and I'm still having meetings. I'm still billable, if you will, and that means I'm a transactional leader. And that's okay if you're a transactional leader and that's all you want to be. But if you're struggling with building the leadership around you, then you've got to climb through these levels. And that's one of the ways that we serve our clients is by helping them understand where they are through the 5 levels of leadership, which we've talked about today. But we also help you create a plan, whether it be skills, whether it be mindset shifts, and it's usually the combination of those things to help you continue to grow and evolve as your company scales. Because if you aren't the exceptional leader, then you may have to hire someone that is really good with people and really good at developing others. And that is a possibility, but it's also not easy to do. Those are the hardest skills to hire for. They're very expensive. It may not work out. And so I claim that every founder who's climbing that road to being an exceptional leader on their way to compound leader has got to be great at leading others and developing others. And so I share this map with you because it does help a lot of my clients understand where they are and where they move forward. I'll put a little asterisk on this. Another way to use this tool is if you have someone who's transactional, but you want them to be more strategic, or you want them to be more an exceptional leader to develop the people around them, then you can talk about how much time they spend in each of these areas. How much time do you spend doing work, transactional leader? How much time do you spend thinking about how we're going to do the work and engaging your team around that, transactional leader, or strategic leader, sorry. But then the other piece of that is how much time do you spend developing people? And I think a lot of people vastly underestimate how much time they actually spend in exceptional leader mode. Sometimes they're there 3% of the time, sometimes they're there 30% of the time. You have to be honest with yourself and determine where you are now. And so all this wrapped up is a tool for you to determine where you are in your leadership. My hope is you're not an anti-leader. If you are, we should talk. If you're a transactional leader, you probably feel overwhelmed. You probably feel like you're, really pulling people along, and that's not ideal for probably the growth of your company. You want to be able to climb through these different levels to get to at least that exceptional leader. And once you do that, what you'll notice is you have a lot more free time to think. You have a lot more one-on-one time with your people, and you have a lot more relationship building than actually doing work. And if you think about that, that is a pretty fun place to be in your business if you reach that level. So if you want help in that journey, if you just want to talk about it, make sure you reach out to me, Gene@genehammett.com. You can go to coreelevation.com, genehammett.com, schedule a call with me. We'll talk about where you are with this tool. We'll discuss some of the things because everyone's in a little custom or a little unique place. It's not one size fits all. And so I'd love to chat with you about what's going on there. When you think of leadership and you think of growth think Think Tank. As always, lead with courage. We'll see you next time.